first Friday of the month, and that means it's time for On Terre Haute. That's where we sit down with the mayor of Terre Haute, Mayor Duke Bennett, and talk about what's going on with the city. And today we're going to talk about several things that are going on with the city council. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, great to be here.
Tell us a little bit. First, we're going to talk about the sewer rates, the issues that are going on in front of the city council about maybe passing some elevated sewer rates. Tell us a little bit about, do you think this will pass, and why are we going to need these elevated sewer rates?
Well, I'm hopeful that it'll pass. At the end of the day, we don't have much of a choice.
Okay.
We've got federal and state mandates through EPA and IDM to fix our combined sewer overflow problem that we've talked for many, many years. I mean, this has been going on. The city's been doing planning for 9 years on this, and we've known about it since 1972 that we were going to have to deal with it. Now it's becoming reality, where our plan has to be submitted this year, and part of your submission of the plan is you're going to do these projects and you're going to raise this money to do it, because you've got to spend local dollars to do that, user fees. And so our sewer bills are some of the lowest in the state, which is good for people. I mean, that's a great thing. But in order to do all these very, very expensive projects to meet the requirements, we're going to have to raise the rates. There's just no other choice. They expect you to do that. They tell you that you have to at least spend 2% of the median household income. Okay, that's kind of the general guideline. That's the minimum. It could be more than that.
Okay.
And so the rates that we've established will get us moving into the plan of what we've proposed. Now, they still have to approve it, but we're pretty confident they will. And you got to have the funds to do these projects. And so part of it goes to improvements of the wastewater treatment plant. That, one, will get rid of the smell, but two, it increases. It's a huge thing. So that's what you're paying for. And then two, it increases the capacity of the plant, so when it storms, more water can flow through the plant. Then you've got another piece of this that we have to do a little later on, is these storage facilities across town where the plant can't handle it all, but then you'll have to build these storage facilities. So this is going to be a 20-year plan. We hope to do a lot of it within the next 5 years, and then we've got 15 years to do several other pieces. And so we have to have the rate increase in order to begin these projects.
Because to be found in violation of any of this would just be very bad for the city.
It would be really, really bad. I mean, you're not only continuing to discharge raw sewage into the river, but they fine you for that. Once the plan's submitted and approved, then from that point on, you get very large $100,000 occurrence fines. I mean, you end up spending the money one way or the other. And so we've just got to fix the problem.
Let's move on now to another big topic that seems to be on a lot of people's minds, and a lot of people are talking about right now, is annexation. And the city council is kind of looking at maybe a possible study of annexing part of the southern part of town. Kind of tell us a little bit about this proposal and your thoughts on it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with studying, and I've never been opposed to studying. I just don't want to spend a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money to spend on that kind of a thing. Others would say, well, if you spend the money now, then maybe you'll get some new revenues, but it's not what it may appear on the surface. Those folks are paying property taxes now, and most of them are below the caps. And if you go in and annex that area now, we're going to push everybody to the cap. So you don't get all that new money. Because of the next year, it'll be 1% cap on residential. And so we have to deliver a lot of services in that area. There's just so many things to look at. So the concept of taking a look at the possibility is okay, but to go spend a whole bunch of money to do that when we're in the midst of letting some folks go from the city, we're cutting back on services, the timing is just not good for this. And, some will say, yes, it's perfect timing, but it's really not at this point until we've done all the free stuff first. We can use our existing consultants that'll do this analysis for free at no cost to the city. And then let's look and see, okay, maybe this does make sense. Let's take it to the next step. So I'm not opposed to annexation. I'm not the one driving this. I'm just saying that there's a lot of issues we got to look at before we make that decision.
And I think some on the city council are saying, look at all these businesses on the south end that you have, down by the Kmart, the Lowe's, those types of businesses. We could bring all that property tax in. But you're saying, if we do annex that in, we have to deal with the roads, the infrastructure. We'd have to do a new fire station for fire protection. There are those other costs to consider.
You've got to look at every cost. And so, the business side of it, there's only certain benefits to them. And so you got to look at the whole picture and decide, does it benefit both the people being annexed and the city of Terre Haute? Can we deliver the services?
So this is an issue we'll definitely keep an eye on.
Yes, we will.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We appreciate it. And if you'd like to see this segment again, or you have a segment idea of your own, just click on Eye on Terre Haute on our community page.